Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. You got gourd your hurtin' hippie for Friday. And it's a good Friday. We, and I mean all of us birch men, are pulling ourselves out of the weeds of illness and joining this world around us, feeling much better. Pasha's over there with something shoved up his nose, but still says he's better. Hey! He's doing better. Still a bit of a runny nose, but thank you all for all your wonderful concerns and care and wishes and warm well wishes and all those beautiful words. Thank you so much. Also, all you new subscribers, hit that bell or you don't get to see what I'm posting. YouTube is, as usual, throttling my channel down. And, all these new subs, and I'm not getting the views for them, and I think it's because of YouTube. But I digress. Friends, today's video was encouraged and motivated by, again, one of my favorite podcasters, Joe Rogan. He recently did a really good, check his channel out. I don't need to link him. A really good talk with Lil DeVal. Lil DeVal. Lil meaning little. Really good comedian. And as usual, when he gets down and funny with comedians, the joints go flying and they get really high and they get really deep. And they started talking about reincarnation and such things. And I started thinking maybe there's a series in there for us to explore. Remember, you all run this channel. I just sit in the driver's seat and turn when you tell me to turn. So, what if we did a series called What If? What if today's what if was what if we lived forever? That's something that they discussed. That's something that they put in front of them. Is at first you look at it and you think, oh, living forever, immortality, wouldn't that be wonderful? And you look and there's stories about people who have lived forever and their difficulty and the doldrums of life. And that's when they started talking about the cycling of life, how cyclic life is, and how quickly you would be bored. And they mentioned something that I actually have a little bit of experience in. They said when you start getting older, how bored do you get with life? How things happen in news that older people just go, here we go again. It's the cycles of life. Certainly they change every time with a little bit different clothing on it. They express differently every time. But you always have 20-year-olds who are entering the world and trying so hard to make a difference, and depending on how society reacts to them, us in our 60s and 70s and 80s are looking down and saying, it's so cute. It's so cute that they think they can do this or that or the next thing. And certainly time has healed some of these wounds, and time has allowed us to get some of these things done, such as when I was getting into my 20s, I always said, in my lifetime, I want to make sure cannabis becomes legal. And it became legal. But did time just allow that to happen? Or was it the continued pressure of the people like me and you? It's hard to say. But if you weren't packing it in at 80, 90 years old, and you were living to 200, 300, 400. How many times would you see the same things repeated over and over again? Certainly again with new flavor, with new dressing on it, but it would still be the same cycles of life. As well as, it's hard enough. I'll mention this, This is what if is all about. Explore. Let's look deep into what does it mean. What if I were around till I was 400 or 500 years old? Well, I never thought this would happen to me. I had heard that when you're approaching your 60s, when you're late 50s, into the 60s and beyond, your friends start dying off, moving away. Well, they've moved away years ago. But throughout your life, your friendship circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller, but you barely notice it until all of a sudden you're in your 50s, 55, and it gets really, really small. Your own family gets way too busy with what they're doing to spend too much time checking in on you. And it's not their fault. Your friends have either gotten sick and passed on, or moved, or you just really don't see eye to eye anymore. New friends like you for your wisdom, misunderstand you because of the generation gap. So what if instead of 60, I'm 300? There'd be great grandchildren to talk to. So there'd probably still be family. Hard to say. Would you be one if we started having people that could live that long? Would we have elders in our society that we actually use their wisdom? Would it change the way we look at elderly? How would we support them and everyone else? How would they support themselves? I know I myself am relying on my pension that I paid into for 40 years with CP Rail. It ain't going to go for 400 years. They're counting on me passing off earlier than better. It's a pension. They want their money, not to pay it out to an old man. That's the first what if. There's a lot more to explore. Down in the comments, more what ifs, more of this what if or other what ifs. There's a lot of mysteries in the universe. So comment below. I'm kind of excited. I'm hoping that this becomes some kind of new series. And you know what follows. As I always say, little known facts is a fun thing. People are starting to really enjoy it. I'm trying to make some cute little editing to go along with it, and I'm pre-reading so that I understand it just a little bit better and can present it to you a little bit better. This first one makes you feel sad for bankers. Banks have therapists known as wealth psychologists who help ultra-rich clients who are unable to mentally cope with their immense wealth. Those poor, poor rich people. This I did not know. In 1999, hackers revealed a security flaw in Hotmail that permitted anyone to log into any Hotmail account by using the password AEH. At the time, it was called the most widespread security incident in the history of the web. Weird, I didn't even know about it. And this one's really cool. A small population of mammoths survived on the Wrangel Island until 1650. Let's put where the Wrangel Island is right here. until about 1650, about 900 years after the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza was completed. That is just amazing. 1650, less than 400 years ago, 350 years ago, mammoths were still walking this earth. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I like that kind of stuff. And I like all of you. I hope your Christmas is going well, or whatever you may celebrate. I'm wishing you a warm and wonderful one, and I hope your weekend rocks. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony. Catch you on the other side.